For KBRFradio.com News, I'm Derek Sidian, and this is the weekly news recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonememorials.com, memorials that matter. The Fergus Falls Salvation Army thrift store will be closing its doors after over 60 years on May 1st. In a Facebook post, the Salvation Army says the decision to close the store was not made lightly, but financial challenges, growing competition, and a tough economy have made the store unsustainable. The organization says, quote, "We want to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who has supported us over the years. Whether you donated, shopped, volunteered, or simply spread the word, you have been part of something truly special. This store has been more than just a place to find affordable goods. It has been a gathering place, a helping hand, and a symbol of community care." End quote. Despite the closure of the thrift store, the Salvation Army says it remains committed to serving Otter County and that closing the store will allow it to focus even more on its core programs, including the food pantry, community meals, and outreach ministries. The organization is also looking into the best future use for the thrift store space to continue meeting community needs. 2 men were injured following a semi-crash in Grant County last weekend. State troopers arrived at the intersection of Highway 27 and Highway 59 west of Hoffman on Sunday evening to find a Toyota Camry and a semi had crashed in the intersection. The occupants of the Camry, 34-year-old Alexander Upton of Moorhead and Diomar Kamange of Sisseton, South Dakota, received non-life-threatening injuries and were transported to the Elbow Lake Emergency Room. The semi-driver from Murdoch was not injured. Troopers say the road was dry at the time of the accident and alcohol was not a factor. 5 people were injured in a single-vehicle accident in rural Clay County early Sunday morning. Clay County Sheriff Mark Empting says that upon arriving to the scene, deputies located a Ford Fusion that had rolled over near the intersection of 80th Avenue and 2nd Street north of Moorhead. Deputies determined that the 21-year-old male driver from Pierce drove off the roadway and was driving in a field before striking the ditch and rolling over. A 23-year-old man from Britain, South Dakota sustained critical injuries, while the driver and other 3 passengers received non-life-threatening injuries. All 5 occupants were transported to area hospitals. Alcohol is believed to be a factor in the crash. A Republican state senator has resigned after his arrest for attempting to solicit sex from a minor. Bloomington police say detectives spoke to 40-year-old Justin Eichhorn of Grand Rapids, who thought he was talking to a 17-year-old girl. Authorities arranged to meet Eichhorn on Monday and arrested him without incident. On Wednesday, Eichhorn was charged with 1 felony count of soliciting a minor under the age of 18. The criminal complaint alleges that he showed up with a condom and enough money to pay for what he believed was going to be 30 minutes of sex. On Thursday, Eichhorn emailed his letter of resignation to Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson of East Grand Forks. Following Eichhorn's resignation, Senate leaders were asked about the burglary charges against Democratic Senator Nicole Mitchell and if she should resign. Democratic Senate Majority Leader Aaron Murphy says,
"The difference between the dispute with Senator Mitchell and this is night and day. The predatory behavior demonstrated in the criminal complaint by Mr. Eichhorn puts people at risk."
Minority Leader Johnson has been pushing for Mitchell's resignation, but on Thursday said,
"This is about Senator Eichhorn today. We will consider the other issues going forward, but right now, this is what we wanted to focus on. As a caucus, we had control over this, and this is what we wanted to make sure that we took care of."
Both sides said they would have expelled Eichhorn Thursday if he had not resigned. A special election will be held to fill his seat in the Senate. The University of Minnesota Extension in Otter County and Miltona Greenhouses are bringing 2 apple tree grafting workshops to the residents of Otter County. U of M Extension educator Olivia Olson says the workshop will provide individuals with the opportunity to have fruit trees that work well in their environment and learn the age-old skill of tree grafting. Participants will be able to graft and take home 3 apple trees. The first workshop will take place at 6:30 on Monday, March 24th at the East Otter Tail County Extension Office in New York Mills. The second workshop will be held at 6:30 on April 3rd at the West Otter Tail Extension Office in Fergus Falls. Participants are asked to bring a pair of heavy work gloves. The M-State Drama Department is gearing up for its spring production. A sweet tribute to the Midwest and the summer family road trip is how Stephanie Gerhardsen describes Leaving Iowa, this year's spring play at M-State. Gerhardsen is an M-State Theater faculty member and the play's director. She says, quote, "It's a comedy about family vacations. The wood-paneled station wagon, mom and dad in the front, kids in the back, no air conditioning, and dad running the radio," end quote. Gerhardsen says she loves humorous plays about the Midwest because they are fun to direct, perform, and audiences love them. Performances will be held at the Wagee Theater on M-State's Fergus Falls campus at 7:30 on Friday and Saturday, March 28th and 29th, and again on April 4th and 5th. A 2 o'clock matinee will be held on Sunday, April 6th. The Fergus Falls City Council has set the admission rates for the new Fergus Falls Aquatic Center. At Monday night's City Council meeting, the Council discussed the Parks and Recreation Board's recommended rates for the new facility. The board recommended that daily general admission be $8, with special rates for seniors 65 and older, and children under the age of 2 would get in for free. It also recommended rates for a punch card and season passes. Public Works Director Len Taylor spoke to how those rates were decided.
We looked at 14 other cities around the state in the region, and we set the rates based on those, and then taking into consideration that our facility is brand new, and thinking that that was a fair and affordable rate for our citizens.
The council set the rates for 2025 and is now looking for ways to offset costs to the city and keep rates affordable. The Fergus Falls Aquatic Center is on track to open on June 2nd. This has been the Weekly News Recap, brought to you by Fergus Falls Monument, online at foreverstonmemorials.com, memorials that matter. For KBRFradio.com news, I'm Derek Sidian. Tune in every Friday at 12:30 on KBRFradio.com or on the Fergus Now app to stay up to date with local news. Get more news at KBRFradio.com. Sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.